Alright guys, these are 20 classic US ads that became memes. I wonder how many of these I know.
I've fallen and I can't get up. It's the Life Call, 1989.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Designed to promote a medical alert device for elderly people, this ad featured an older woman who, after falling, presses a button and dramatically declares, "I've fallen and I can't get up."
I think this is one of those things that people know that they've heard, but maybe don't know where they've heard it from. At least in my case, I can only speak for myself. I know I've heard the whole, "Help, I've fallen, I can't get up." I think maybe Jim Carrey did that somewhere. I've either seen it on TV or in the movies. I know I've heard it, which means if I've heard it, then obviously everyone else has heard it. I just can't remember where I've heard it.
Life Call aimed to demonstrate the life-saving capabilities of their product in a straightforward way, but the unintended dramatic tone made it the butt of many jokes. The internet, of course, took this seriously emotional moment and ran with it. Countless parodies popped up, and the phrase was soon applied to everything from video game characters to office workers stuck under piles of paperwork. Around the mid-2000s, the meme lost its momentum as newer, edgier internet content gained popularity.
I know it was kind of like almost a parody of itself in the end, but hey, look, you know what? Even if it is a bit of a meme, a bit of a joke, if that's what it takes to encourage people to save lives and to take better care of themselves, then not really anything bad can be achieved from this.
But like a good rerun, the phrase still pops up in meme culture from time to time, usually in a vintage meme format, reminding us of simpler, memeable times. Where's the beef? Wendy's, 1984.
Where's the beef? Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot.
Wendy's struck marketing gold with its 1984 commercial, where three older women inspect a competitor's hamburger, only to find a tiny beef patty in a massive bun. Clara Peller, the ad's star, loudly exclaims, "Where's the beef?"
Where's the beef? At Wendy's.
It was Wendy's humorous way of saying their burgers were beefier than their rivals. The phrase took on a life of its own. Politicians started using it during debates.
Yeah. Again, I love this, because I never knew where's the beef and where it came from. But I used to hear people say that all the time. And I'm thinking, geez, this really is a popular phrase in the United States. Where's the beef? I never knew where it came from. I feel more enlightened today. This is great.
Yeah.
And it became a shorthand for questioning authenticity or quality. Clara Peller even became a minor celebrity.
That's how you
As we
use it.
rolled into the 2000s, the phrase had been squeezed dry by every commercial parody,
Oh, I bet.
late-night host, and SNL sketch. Today, it occasionally pops up for those feeling nostalgic for the good old days of fast food advertising. It's time to make the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, 1980s.
By the way, I think it's an absolute travesty that Dunkin' Donuts has come to Australia over the years and never successfully taken off. I think it came, left, and then came again, and I think the last stores are now gone. Everywhere else I've gone internationally, they've had Dunkin' Donuts, and the donuts are pretty good. I don't know why it doesn't work out in Australia. Krispy Kreme's does, though. Go figure.
Time to make the donut.
This ad introduced the world to Fred the Baker, a hardworking man who never seemed to get a break. His gloomy delivery of, "It's time to make the donuts," resonated with every tired soul struggling to start their day.
Looks like a movie.
Duncan used it to highlight their fresh, made daily promise. Fred quickly became a hero to anyone who worked long hours. People began quoting the line when they were about to dive into a grueling task, and it became a meme for those caught in endless daily routines.
Hey, look, you know what? The cooks at Dunkin' Donuts, especially the ones that take pride in their work pretty freaking hard, okay? Not going to call out anyone in my community, but I have spoken to people who actually have worked in Dunkin's on my stream over the years, and they tell me just what's involved, what kind of hours they do. It's hard work. And so I think people that work in hospitality, but especially have to do graveyard shift, would extra relate to this guy for sure.
Fred retired in 1997, but the catchphrase lingered a bit
I wonder if
longer.
he's still with us.
By
Probably
the
not. God bless him.
2010s, memes had become more sarcastic and cynical, making Fred's earnest grind a bit outdated. Still, for early meme enthusiasts, it's a classic. Can you hear me now? Verizon, 2002.
Can you hear me now?
In the early 2000s, Verizon's Paul Marcarelli became the guy for cell phone reception ads, constantly asking, "Can you hear me now?" as he tested Verizon's coverage in different locations.
Again, this is another one that I know I've 100% heard multiple times. And again, I can't remember if it's the TVs, movies, cartoons, but I just remember it in this accent. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I remember it, and I don't know where I've heard it. For the love of me, can you just please tell me where it came from, apart from on this commercial? Because I know I've heard it multiple times.
The ad was meant to emphasize
It's such an
Verizon's
earworm.
superior network, but it quickly took on meme life. People started using the line to poke fun at poor cell reception, awkward silence, or bad connections in general. It was the go-to phrase whenever someone's call dropped, a scenario we're all too familiar with. The meme began to fizzle out when Marcarelli switched to Sprint in 2016, causing widespread internet betrayal. His once cherished line no longer held the same power. Now it's more of a nostalgic throwback than a common internet joke.
I love it when people say it's an absolute betrayal when you change telecommunication companies or companies in general. It's just like, yeah, easy for you to say. You're not paid for the food and board and support of this guy's family, you know what I mean? He's going to do what's best for his loved ones. I love it how people like, you sold out, betrayals. Like, nah, man, you got to follow the money. You got to take care of the people you care about.
Head On, applied directly to the forehead. Head On, 2006.
Head On, apply directly to the forehead.
This bizarre commercial for a headache relief
Sounds like
product
AI.
repeated its tagline, Head On, applied directly to the forehead ad nauseum. The lack of any further explanation or visuals, aside from someone continuously applying the product, made it feel like a fever dream rather than an advertisement. People...
Yeah, you know, I don't know this one, but I'm incredibly fascinated by this chick just rubbing it directly on the forehead, just acting like it's like, you know, an everyday activity that she would do, and I don't know. I mean, she seems very confident in what she's doing. It looks very unusual from here. Fascinating.
Were confused and naturally amused. The internet latched onto the oddity of the ad,
Oh no, she
making
doesn't
it
look
one of the
normal
most
anymore.
memed products of the early 2000s. It was impossible to take seriously, and that's what made it gold for internet users. Once the absurdity of it wore off, Head On faded from meme culture by the late 2000s. However, for many, it remains a nostalgic reminder of when weird ads were accidentally entertaining.
Yeah,
The
I
most
find that
interesting man
fascinating.
in the world, Dos Equis, 2006. This beer commercial gave the world the debonair, adventure-filled character known as the most interesting man in the world.
Ah.
His tagline, I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis.
Obviously, this is a very popular picture meme. Probably not now, but like a decade ago and beforehand. And I have to admit, guys, this is the first time I've seen the full commercial. This is great.
Became an instant hit for its suave delivery and absurd yet charming exaggeration.
Yeah.
This ad birthed a meme format that's still
Rugged
relevant
yet
today.
classy.
People
I
have
love it.
adapted the line to highlight humorous, unexpected moments of superiority or exaggeration, often captioning it with personal experiences or quirks. The character officially retired in 2016, and while the meme still lingers, it's mostly used in nostalgic corners of the internet. It's a classic, but even the most interesting memes have to move on eventually.
Yeah.
Zoom Zoom, Mazda 2000.
Even in Aussie we
Mazda's
had this
early
one.
2000s campaign featured a young boy whispering Zoom Zoom.
Yeah, in Australia, the ad would go zoom, 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 zoom. They kind of give it a little bit of what's the word I'm trying to think? An exotic touch, the Australian version. Zoom, zoom,
In a slightly eerie yet
Yeah.
catchy way. The ad became instantly recognizable and gave Mazda a quirky edge in the car market. Zoom Zoom quickly became shorthand for speed, excitement, or anything fast. Internet users latched onto the playful tone and repurposed it for memes involving fast cars, fast lives, or just generally doing something quickly and with flair. Like
I know in the 2000s, this commercial must have really struck a chord or been a total hit, because I know around in that generation, a lot of people were getting like Mazda 3s and other Mazdas as their first cars. Certainly people I knew in my circle, and even I was dating someone who owned one and was driving a Mazda 3 around myself for a little while. So I know in the 2000s specifically that they were quite popular. And yeah, there you go. I mean, this commercial was such an earworm, so it explains a lot.
many early 2000s fads, Zoom Zoom started to fade as car commercials took a more serious tone. Today, you'll see it mentioned more in nostalgic throwbacks than in current meme culture. Get a Mac, Apple, 2006 to 2009. Apple's Get a Mac campaign featured a casual, laid-back Mac and a formal, clumsy PC. The humorous comparison of the two personalities made Apple look like the cooler choice and highlighted the differences in their operating systems.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC.
No, you're not. Your name is Justin Long.
We use a lot of the same kinds of programs.
Yeah, like Microsoft Office.
But
Internet users immediately latched onto the dynamic between the two characters, creating memes based on contrasting ideas, products, or people, with Mac standing in for the superior option. The meme format became popular among tech enthusiasts and regular meme creators alike. While the Mac versus PC debate may never fully die, the ad campaign came to an end in 2009.
You know what? I've never actually seen this commercial. I do find the dynamic quite fascinating, though. As far as it comes to, like, Mac and PC, look, hey, it comes down to preference, hey? Obviously, people can argue to the ends of the earth which has the better hardware, which has the better software, which runs programs better. Hey, man, just use whatever it is that you use at the end of the day. Hey, whatever works for you.
Though it still surfaces from time to time, newer tech-related memes have mostly taken its place. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Klondike, 1980s. In this classic ad, Klondike asked viewers,
wow, okay.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Would you be a chicken for a Klondike bar?
People were shown performing quirky, silly tasks in exchange for the ice cream treat, which led to viewers wondering just how far they would go for a Klondike.
See, the reason I'm laughing is because I've had a few people in my stream come in and be like, what would you do for a Klondike bar? I didn't realize the commercial went so far back into the 80s, and I've never personally tried one myself. But one of my favorite conversations on stream is to compare Australian candy to an American candy, and on more than one occasion people have brought up the Klondike bar. I still to this day do not remember what it is. You'll have to tell me, guys.
The internet quickly turned this into a meme format, imagining increasingly ridiculous
like an ice cream sandwich, is it?
Scenarios for what someone might do for a Klondike bar, often with hilarious or
yeah, I'd
absurd
cluck
results.
like a chicken.
While still a beloved nostalgic reference, the Klondike meme has largely faded as newer meme formats took over. But for those who remember, it's still a fun way to contemplate life's important questions. Jake from State Farm, 2011. In this commercial, a man is caught whispering on the phone with Jake from State Farm in the middle of the night. His wife, suspicious, thinks he's talking to someone else, leading to a hilarious misunderstanding.
Good morning, who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Jake from State Farm became an internet sensation. People loved using the catchphrase to imply suspicion or miscommunication in various situations. The meme became so popular that State Farm brought Jake back in newer ads with a new actor. Though the new Jake from State Farm ads are popular, the Al meme has mostly faded in favor of fresher content.
Hey, look, this is an interesting story. Unfortunately, I'm not connecting with this one in particular. I'm trying to see the humor and the irony or whatever. Not really working for me. Again, I didn't grow up in the United States. Forgive me if I'm missing the point, but I'm just kind of having one of those, like, moments here. My bad.
The old Jake remains an enduring part of meme history. You're not you when you're hungry.
Yes,
Snickers,
now we're talking.
2010.
Yes.
Snickers cleverly tapped into our hangry tendencies with an engaging ad campaign that portrays individuals transforming into irritable, dramatic characters when hunger strikes. Once they enjoy a Snickers bar, they seamlessly return to their true selves. The catchphrase, "You're not you when you're hungry," resonates deeply, making the message both relatable and memorable.
That hurt.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Oh, you know what? God bless Betty White. We miss her every day. But there's so many I like. The Betty White commercials, fantastic. They'd also show the American Snickers ads in Australia sometimes too. So we obviously had like Mr. T, quit your jibber jabber, you ain't hurt. You'd also have like Joe Pesci doing like his Donald Duck impersonation. Betty White, obviously, always a good time. Certainly one of the top 10 commercials for me. Love
Snickers
Snickers.
satisfies.
The meme format
Great
was
chocolate
perfect
bar,
for
too.
highlighting exaggerated personality changes, with internet users applying the tagline to
Oh,
everything
poor
from
Betty.
coworkers to
Damn.
fictional characters. It's one of the most relatable memes in snack history. While still part of modern advertising, the meme lost steam around 2015 as fresher ad campaigns took
I don't know. I
But the
still
next
love
time
that.
You're feeling off, you might
still love
hear
it.
someone
I'm
suggest
just old,
a
though.
Snickers. It's finger licking good. KFC,
Yeah.
1950s. KFC's slogan, "It's finger licking good,"
Hey, look at there. Didn't I tell you it was finger licking good?
first appeared in the 1950s, but became a meme decades later. While Colonel Sanders chicken has always been delicious, this catchphrase took on a life of its own when applied to situations where things went a little too well. Internet users started using the phrase to describe ridiculously satisfying things, whether it be perfectly timed video game moves or hilarious fails. It's perfect for when
Yeah.
something's good, maybe too good.
Yeah, That's true. And, like, you know, nearly every KFC I go to this day has the slogan, finger licking good, at least somewhere in the store. And not so much now, but certainly growing up, whether it came to something that was positive, yes, or eating anything delicious, that's the beauty. It didn't even have to be KFC. Like, you'd eat anything delicious, and someone would be like, oh, this is finger licking good. And then immediately you're reminded of KFC, and then in a couple days you'll probably end up going by and KFC. Oh, it's an amazing marketing slogan, and is so versatile and can work in so many situations. Yeah, love it.
As new fast food chains introduced more trendy campaigns, finger licking good became more of a nostalgic throwback, though it still pops up in conversations about epic meals. Do you have any Grey Poupon? Grey Poupon, 1980s.
Okay, what's Grey Poupon? I probably didn't need to stop the video because we're about to find out.
1980s commercial featuring two posh gentlemen exchanging a jar of Grey Poupon mustard in their luxury.
Oh, Dijon mustard. Okay.
It made mustard classy, which is an impressive feat. The internet quickly latched onto the absurdity of luxury mustard and began using the phrase, do you have any Grey Poupon?
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon?
But of course.
In context far less fancy than the Alad. As humor became more meme-driven and less commercial-based in the late 2000s, Grey Poupon fell off the meme map. But in moments of faux sophistication, it still gets a chuckle.
You know, I would have loved to have had that in Australia, and maybe it was and I didn't see it. But one thing we love to do in Australia is us bogans, you know, us lower-class Aussies, like to add a little bit classy every now and then. Oh, let's have an apple martini, and, you know, just to try and class up the lack of class that we have in usual everyday conversation. So if we had that mustard at home, that probably would have been a great excuse to do as such. But yes.
We'll leave the light on for you. Motel 6, 1986. This simple, welcoming slogan, voiced by Tom Bodette, was meant to assure travelers that Motel 6 was a reliable, no-frills option on the road. The soothing tone combined with the tagline became iconic. Memes poked fun at the modesty of the offer, whether someone's crashing on a friend's couch or choosing the most basic options in life. We'll leave the light on for you became a perfect, understated punchline. As meme culture moved toward edgier, more complex jokes, Motel 6's tagline lost its viral appeal, yet it remains a favorite among lovers of simple, good-hearted advertising. Hump Day.
Oh, hang on. I was a little bit late to the party, but now that I've remembered, like, probably about 1 minute later, I have heard the Motel 6 reference before, but like I've said many times, I can't remember if it was, like, in conversation, on a movie, on TV shows. These are all earworms that you remember, but you just can't quite place where you heard them from.
Woohoo! Geico.
Oh, Geico's great.
Geico's camera walking through an office, gleefully celebrating that it's Wednesday, otherwise known as Hump Day, became one of the most beloved and mildly annoying catchphrases of the early 2010s. Internet users couldn't get enough of Hump Day memes, with the phrase popping up every Wednesday like clockwork. It was impossible to escape the woohoo.
Leslie, guess what today is?
It's Hump Day.
Is that where Hump Day came from? The Geico commercial? You know, I've always heard people meme Geico in other ways too, like, oh, save 10% in your insurance and blah, blah, blah. First time I ever saw Geico, I think, was on the back of Ty Dillon's car in NASCAR way back in the day. And then I was like, hey, what the hell is Geico? And everyone's like, oh, it's insurance and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't realize it was like one of the most memed companies in the United States until people started to explain to me that it was absolutely everywhere. But I didn't realize that Hump Day originated from the Geico commercial as well. Did it? I mean, they're implying that it did.
At its height. As time went on, the phrase lost its charm, and now it's more likely to be met with an eye roll than laughter. Still, for those nostalgic for mid-2010s memes, it's a gem. Have it your way. Burger King, 1974. Burger King's jingle, have it your way.
Have it your way. Have it your way.
Encourage customers to customize their orders however they like. Direct jab at fast food competitors who offered less flexibility. Memes using the phrase began popping up in the 2000s.
Yeah. Well, in Australia, it was the whole, it takes two hands to handle a Whopper because the burgers are bigger. Now, technically, Burger King in Australia is called Hungry Jack's, but it's exactly the same company. You know, it's kind of like Carl's Jr. and Hardee's or whatever, right? But yeah, the big one in Australia was it takes two hands to handle a Whopper, but like have it your way or make it your way. That's brilliant because that implies that the restaurant has a secret menu and you can literally have a burger the style any way that you want. A lot of companies aren't as versatile as you think when it comes to their food, so that's a pretty good selling point.
Often in humorous contexts where customization was either taken too far or hilariously misunderstood. The idea of having it your way became a meme-worthy way to critique over-the-top demands or requests. Although still used in some form by Burger King, the meme faded by the mid-2010 years. But it left an indelible mark on fast food culture and internet humor. What's up?
Dude. I still play this commercial as a thank you screen for donations every now and then on Facebook and YouTube. I fell in love with this commercial for two reasons. One, because the Dudley Boys used to always do it in the WWF. But then second of all, it was also a part of Scary Movie 1, if I'm not mistaken. Just a hell of a good time. Again, rednecks, bogans, whoever could all come together and just act like a big freaking child. Yeah, I love it. It's fantastic.
1999.
25 years later, I still love it.
Campaign featured friends greeting each other with an exaggerated, drawn-out "What's up?" while watching sports.
Hello? What's that?
What's up? Yeah!
It became instantly iconic and was parodied endlessly. "What's up?" became a catchphrase that dominated the early 2000s. People would greet each other this way everywhere, in person, on phone calls, and of course, in memes. It was the LOL of its time. By the mid-2000s, "What's up?" became old news, but it remains one of the most recognizable, memeable catchphrases in advertising history.
Yeah, this is one of those things that everyone remembers, but yeah, it was in and out like really, really quick. Like, I remember back in 99 or 2000, if you were doing the whole "what's up" thing, everyone thought you were the coolest guy on the planet. And then, yeah, by the mid-2000s, it was just like the lame dad still doing it, really, wasn't it?
Every now and then, you'll still hear someone use it, often with a hint of irony. "Taste the rainbow." Skittles, 1994.
Yeah.
Taste the rainbow. Can I try it again?
Skittles' "Taste the Rainbow" slogan, paired with its colorful, sometimes surreal commercials, encourage viewers to embrace the candy's vibrant flavor.
Now, the thing is, I don't know when Skittles first came to Australia, but apparently this commercial is from 1994. And the reason I find that really interesting is that's when I first started noticing Skittles. Now, we may have had them in Australia beforehand, but I first had them around this exact time period. And I remember the whole commercials and the slogan "Taste the Rainbow" because we also got the American commercials for Skittles. I just find it really interesting because I noticed this product on this exactly the same ad campaign myself.
It quickly became part of pop culture. Memes took this innocent slogan and twisted it, using it in bizarre and sometimes darkly humorous ways. From rainbows exploding to unexpected flavor combinations, "Taste the Rainbow" was often applied in outlandish scenarios.
One of the commercials I liked, I think, when the guy was sitting on the chair, and I think there was like that dark humor joke, everything he touches turns into Skittles or something, and then I think like he banged his desk and there was just like a Skittle explosion everywhere. I may be misremembering it because it was so many years ago, but yeah, Skittles ads were like not quite as good as the Snickers commercials, but they were pretty close at times.
Though Skittles continues to use the phrase, the meme version of "Taste the Rainbow" fizzled out by the early 2010 as newer brands took over the memescape. Gotta go right now. Philips's "Milk of Magnesia," 2000s.
Gotta go right now. Gotta go.
This over-the-top ad for a laxative featuring someone desperately needing to go was almost too easy to meme. The repetitive, high-energy jingle stuck in people's heads, often unwillingly. Memes quickly transformed this into a commentary on everything from procrastination to last-minute deadlines. If you needed to finish something ASAP, you'd probably hear this jingle in your head.
Yeah. Oh, I don't need any Phillips because if I needed to go to the bathroom or I need to get myself regular, if you get my drift, usually an extra cup of instant coffee usually does it for me. But hey.
Jingle lost its meme appeal by the mid-2010 as the internet's sense of humor evolved.
I'm never singing a laxative song.
It's still an amusing,
gotta
if not slightly uncomfortable reminder of old-school advertising. "Can't believe I ate the whole thing," Alka-Seltzer, 1972.
"I can't believe I ate that whole thing."
Yeah.
This 1970s ad featured a man who just overindulged, groaning, "I can't believe I ate the whole thing."
You know, this poor gentleman, people age a lot better these days, at least until recently anyway. You look at this guy, he looks middle-aged, what, 50, 55? This is when you usually get shocked because you find out he's probably about 35. Apparently, people that used to chain smoke used to add 20 years onto their life. So if he looks 55, I'm guessing he's probably a pack or 2 pack a day smoker. He's probably actually 35. I don't know what that's got to do with anything.
It was relatable to anyone who's ever regretted that extra slice of pizza or late-night fast food run. The internet latched onto the phrase as a perfect way to express regret, whether about overeating, overspending, or overcommitting. It was a meme before memes were a thing. By the 2000s, the phrase had largely disappeared from popular culture, though it occasionally resurfaces in nostalgic meme threads. These 20 classic American ads took on lives of their own, evolving from simple marketing messages into full-blown meme culture icons.
Alright guys, well that was really interesting. Let me know what your favorite meme commercials are, guys, and thank you very much for watching. We will see you in the next video.